Hey everyone, Bricknut here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I last uploaded a video. I think the last one was back in January. I'll have to check my uploads on the channel, because I can't remember. I can't remember anything I did yesterday, let alone that far back. Anywho, I just wanted to do a little video to explain what's been going on and why there's been a lack of uploads and whatnot. Pretty much inspired by the fact I bumped into a subscriber yesterday lunchtime when I was getting my lunch in our local chip shop. You know, and he was inquiring about it and been looking forward to videos. So I thought, yeah, by the time I did a video, at least to explain why and whatnot, because it's a long gap like that I'd never intend on doing. Anywho, reason number one, which is the simplest one to explain, I haven't done anything with the legacy. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned that I had to modify the two middle sections here. So I've got this one here which I had to bring away from the window for about 6 or 7 inches. Because I thought I'd left myself a big enough gap to crawl under it and get up the other side of the window. Let me just show you. Yeah, this middle section here. But I hadn't, so I had to bring it towards me a little bit. And then there was this section as well that I decided to modify while I was at it, because it was quite a narrow section. So I took out the support beam from this side and moved it towards us, as you can see. And then I took the baseboards up and rotated it and then screwed it back down. I pretty much used the length of the original baseboard that I put on there as a measurement, and then just added another couple. Two reasons why I decided to do that. One, because the base plates that hung over this side were like, well, they were hanging over by about that much. So it's quite flimsy, and I was catching them and flicking them off, and my temporary joins were getting flicked off and going across the room. So that was one reason for that. And two, I want to put one of my sidings for the railway down that side there, so it's easier to access. So I don't know if you can see them. Just in that area somewhere, there's some grey road plates, some T-junctions. They're here. There's 3 of them. They're not permanent, they're just a temporary thing. They're like a placeholder, if you like. I need to get 3 green 32 by 32s. Excuse me. I've been drinking Pepsi, so I'm a bit gassy at the minute. I do apologise. And I've got a scratchy throat for some reason. I think it's hay fever because I've been sneezing as well. Right. So yeah. That's reason number one. Reason number two, it's going to take a bit more explaining. So I've been having problems with this shoulder for at least 4 months. So 4 months ago it started off as what I thought was just a trapped nerve. I was just getting a sharp pain in there if I moved my arm in a specific direction. Just like a trapped nerve. So for a few weeks that's what I assumed it was. I thought, you know, it'll get better eventually. It didn't. It actually got worse over time. And then it was about 5 weeks ago. Can't remember what I was doing, but I noticed I'd lost a lot of mobility in this arm. So, for example, that is as high as I can lift it comfortably. If I start forcing it from here, it will hurt. But the muscle is also, it gets tight. So, for example, you know, that would be your max. I can't get my hand up any further because that's as high as it will go. That's as high as it will physically go. Well, that's pretty much what that is. That's as high as it will physically go at the moment. But it's not just that direction. It's restricted in. It's forward one and then lifting it up and rotating it, you know, out to the side like that. I'll show you better in a minute. So, after mentioning it to a bunch of friends and family, they all said I need to see a doctor. So I stopped being stubborn, because I was being stubborn. a typical stubborn man. Apparently we are dreadful for going to the doctor. So I went and saw my doctor. She got me to do all those arm movements to see how restricted it was and how bad it was. And then she got me to do this one, and I found out this one's actually the worst. Both for pain and the level of restriction. So there's my right arm. That's got full movement. I can do that perfect. My left one, you ready? That's it. That is really hurt right in there. That's as far as I can get it. I can't get it to go any further. So her first thoughts were either torn rotator cuff or wear and tear arthritis. Well, it's neither. She referred me to have x-rays done. Apparently they won't do the ultrasound scan, which I had to have done a week and a half ago, without doing the x-rays first. X-rays didn't show anything. I did think they would, because I was 99.9% certain it wasn't wear and tear arthritis, because the pain is not in the joint. I'm not feeling any pain or discomfort in the joint whatsoever. It's all muscular, basically. From it can be in there and up into my neck. Sometimes it can be in there. It can be all the way down, right up to my elbow. In some cases, I've had it go right down to my hand. Anywho, ultrasound scan was done, and that showed I've got a frozen shoulder. Now, I've told this to a lot of people, and they have no idea what a frozen shoulder is. So I'll give you I was going to say a quick explanation, but my explanations can roll on a bit, so I'll try my best at a quick explanation. Basically, they happen in 3 stages. You have the freezing stage, which I've already been through. That would have been when I had what I thought was the trapped nerve. That would have been the beginnings of it until it got to where it is now, where I've got the restricted movement and the pain. Boy, does it hurt if I get things wrong with that arm, if I forget about it. And I've gone down to the trash cans outside, you know, I've gone and flicked the lid up with this arm and absolutely regretted it afterwards, because I've then been bent over in pain. And the neighbours have seen me, they're probably thinking, what on earth is wrong with him? You know, because I've only flicked a plastic bin lid open. So yeah, that's the frozen stage, when it's at its peak, basically. And then there's the thawing stage, which can take 1 to 2 years, maybe longer. Maybe shorter if you're lucky. Treatment-wise, not a lot. I could have physiotherapy on it to try and help it along, or there's steroid injections. Now, my mum has had a frozen shoulder, as has my dad. My dad has advised not to have it unless it is absolutely necessary, you know, that it is so bad that I do need it. And obviously I actually saw what it did to my mum. She'd go during the day at the doctor to have the steroid injection. They put it straight into your muscle, so it goes straight into the affected area. But that night she couldn't sleep, because she was climbing the walls in absolute agony after having that steroid injection. And I thought, you know what, yes, it does hurt at times when I get things wrong. Yes, it can just start aching like anything at random, like it did not last night, the night before, right through yesterday as well. It was giving me absolute grief all day. But I think I can live with it, because the ordinary painkillers are actually working. They're helping quite a lot. I'm only taking those as and when I need. I haven't taken any today because I haven't needed them. So I've opted against the steroids. I'm just going to leave it be and let it run its course, I think. Maybe consult a physiotherapist to see if there's any exercises they might have that I could do with the arm. So, but it has meant that moving heavy boxes and things around is difficult. I mean, in fairness, if I keep my arm like in the same position that I showed you when I had to rotate my arms, I can actually hold a tub like that. But not for long, in fairness. Not for long. I can literally move it quickly, like from here down to the floor, and that's about it. But I can still drag the boxes around in here with my right hand. That's not a problem. Stacking them might be a bit difficult, but I could still slide them around. But on a bad day, crawling underneath this seat, underneath that middle section, can be a bit painful. It doesn't always like it. Yeah, I seem to get good days and not so good days with it. There's really not much I can do apart from just let it run its course, really, unless I opt for the steroids, which I think really mostly they do is just make the arm feel a bit more comfortable until you have to have another injection. Excuse me. That's the downside to drinking stuff like that. It gives you the gas. Now, one of my other big passions is collecting die-cast models, and I've now got over 11,000 of them. Yes, I did sit there a few weeks ago, no, actually a month or so ago now, before this arm got as bad as it did, and count them, and that took me the best part of a week. So I've got loads of heavy boxes stacked up in that corner. I cannot move those with this arm. So I'm glad I actually did that when I did. You probably noticed when I showed you this middle section here earlier, there's a load of die-cast stacked all over it. Well, that's for a video later today. That's haul part 1, and I've had a big box dropped off this morning in the mail, which is going to be haul part 2, so I've probably got 2 videos to record. If you want to see more about my die-cast collection and whatnot, I'll drop a link to Andy's Die-Cast Corner in the description down below. I also have links to my other channels down there as well. I link them on all my channels. So if you want to check out the other channels I've got, because I've got what I call the main channel, which is the main sort of random vlogging type channel. My die-cast channel, Lego channel, and a gaming channel. I haven't uploaded to that one for a while. I've been having technical issues with my microphone that I haven't managed to resolve yet. Although I'm now starting to think that it might be a user error rather than microphone error. But yeah, I don't really know why I set up so many channels, I just did. I just felt like it was sensible to separate the bigger hobbies like that rather than have them all under one channel. So, where do we go from here with the Lego City? Well, I'm in the process of trying to clear the surface as much as possible. And perhaps rearrange some of my displays, because I've got some Speed Champion cars that I want to get up on display and I haven't got any room. So they're sort of just strewn about on the city at the moment. I've still got my mock house there that I'm building. I've stacked a load of vehicles into there, including some that I bought fairly recently, Lego City sets, and I buried at the bottom there. I've got the tractor, I can show you this one, because it's a Speed Champion set. I've got Lightning McQueen, and I've managed to get the DeLorean as well. I can't reach that at the minute because it's on the computer desk. So that can go with my other Speed Champs cars and go up on the shelf along with the DeLorean. What else have I got in there? I've got the cement truck from this year. Pretty much, I was going to say all of the C sets, I haven't, but I've got the smaller ones like the taxi, the electric car, I believe it is. That's all buried in here. The chips, fries, food truck up the back there, I've got that as well. I don't know if you can see it, it's just in this corner. Yeah, I've got all of those. I've actually got a Speed Champion set to build. I don't remember where I put it. I actually bought that one a week ago because I thought I'd already got it, because it looked very similar to one I've got on the shelf behind the camera, but upon closer inspection they are different, so that's another one to build later. I built the DeLorean last night, and I've got Gravedigger to build as well. I've already got another Gravedigger in here, he's down in this corner. Yeah, green and black one, but that one's the black and blue, it's like half blue, half black. Now, monster truck racing was never a big thing over here. The only reason I knew about it way back in the 90s when I was a little boy is because my dad had some recorded off of Sky TV by a friend of his. And Gravedigger was always one of my favourites. Well, Bigfoot was as well, but you know, everybody knows Bigfoot. Everybody likes Bigfoot, don't they? Yeah, I do like Gravedigger. I've seen clips online, you know, of modern stuff from Monster Jam. Now, they had some good drivers. I don't know how they do half the stuff they do. They must have, you know, big nuggets downstairs to do that. I'm trying to put the stuff as politely as possible. As this is a family-friendly channel. Well, I do try to keep all my channels family-friendly. Family-friendly, even. So I still, see, this is another reason I haven't done any updates, because I haven't bought any track to finish laying my track. Curves, plenty of. Straights, not enough of. I've got this end done. That bit of track is done. I was going to put siding down that side, which I might still do, but I'm actually leaning towards putting it on the end here, which is another reason why I widened it. I only want a siding really so I can put an extra train on there for storage, so I can like swap a couple around when I'm running them. But to make life a bit difficult, that's the track I've picked to use, so I can run my vintage 1990s 9-volt trains on it, because you can't run those if you use the more modern plastic ones. But your modern trains will run on those as well. So now it wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't need any track if I used this, because I've got plenty of it from the previous city I had. But no, I've decided, you know, I've got to do things the difficult way. And as always, I've got plenty of curves. I could do all 4 corners, probably 3 times over, if not 4 times over, actually. I mean, I don't know if you're going to see it because there's a box in the way. But, let me have a look. That's all straight. I've got straight stuck on this as well. So I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight pieces. Right? This lot it's just all a carbon. Not a plastic straight. There's still more. Right. That are all the curves I've got. So when I said I could do the 4 corners like 4 times over, I'm not kidding. The problem is I can find job lots of this particular track on eBay quite easily, but a lot of them, they only have like maybe 4 straights if you're lucky, you know, like 8 curves if not more. I don't need the curves. I'm trying my best to avoid it, but it is difficult. I really should put those curves in a tub somewhere so I can get them out of the way, because I don't need those up here. Not all of them anyway. There's going to be a few sets and models get broken up and put in. Well, I've got a deeper tub that I'm going to transfer that into. I've still got a whole bunch of models behind me that I need to get broken up, because they've either got sun damaged, like this one. This one's quite heavily sun damaged, which I'm a bit miffed about. But I'll keep the windows and some of the other bits separate with the base plate when I dismantle it, and the red roof tiles, because they're fine. I just need to rebuild it with fresh white brick, that's all. So yeah, I'll dismantle this and I'll just get rid of everything apart from, well, I'll get rid of the white brick. These runner bits here for the roller door, they're actually okay, so I can keep those. It needs a good old dusting though, because I do like that set and I would like to rebuild it and plonk it in the city somewhere. Actually, if I can find somewhere to put that, that would give me one of the green 32 by 32 base plates that I'm going to need over there on that bit. Because really, this middle section here is pretty much done, apart from needing those 3 green base plates. And then over the back there, pretty much from just behind this tub here down, is the rest of it that I've got to fill in with base plates as well. I'm going to get 2 of the really big grey ones, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do down that bottom there. I might just get an assortment of base plates actually. And the other thing I want to do is invest in some road plates as well, because I've got a bit of a mix. I've got a mix of these old ones, you know, these ones I should say, with the white and the green borders, and those ones with just the green border. I like these ones, so I want to replace the ones with just the green borders with this one. And then probably whatever I don't use will end up on eBay, because I've got a lot of excess stuff that I could get rid of really to clear a bit of room. So I keep looking around, I keep finding little random tubs like that just full of loose Lego. Which, the only downside to that is, I just have lots and lots of little tubs everywhere. I'd rather have one bigger tub to move around than all these little ones. That's just a bit annoying. That's actually the one I want there as well. The other reason I want to put a siding over there, because I can get to these bits easier to switch them. I'm being lazy, it means I can run the trains without actually having to get in this middle bit here. That's the main reason I want to put the siding there. If I do put one down the back there, I'm going to put the point up this end so I can reach it as well. Again, just because I'm being lazy. And it will mean that I haven't got to reach over a load of Lego buildings and whatnot and risk knocking stuff off of them. And I suppose that's not going to matter really by the time the cats get up here and knock stuff over. I've got a tree over here that Smudge is quite keen on knocking over. That one, I've got a tree there as well, I don't know where that one came from, but it's this one that stands on the corner of the, I think it's a Coast Guard set thing. I'm going to put this one over here as well, because I'm going to build that at some point. So that's good, yeah. I've got a lot of stuff to dismantle. I've got this big tub as well. I have got some spare totes like that. I've got another deep one like that as well. I've got another box full of vehicles down there. I might go through that to see if there's anything I want to... Actually no, I'm just going to leave that one as it is now that I look at it. I will have a dig around to see if I've got any other tubs. I've got this one that I need to tip out. I'm just running out of space. I've got larger models and things. Oh, there's another plastic one. Put that one in there. Running out of space in there. Yeah, so we'll have to go through that as well at some point. Lots of bits to dismantle and things. What? too worried about dismantling some of the sets and whatnot. I've had them assembled for quite some time now, so I think something a bit fresh won't be a bad thing. I have got a lot of Speed Champions cars sitting on this Lego City as well, so I need to do something with my shelves. I keep looking at them and trying to come up with a way to move everything. I think the only option I've got is to perhaps take some down from that shelf and put them in a tub somewhere, the Technic sets, and then I can get my Speed Champions up there. I've got all the F1 cars over there as well I want to get down. Anywho, I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Any comments, questions, etc., drop them in the comment section down below. And also check out the video description while you're down there. There's links to my other social bits and bobs down there as well. And subscribe for more. Doesn't cost you a penny, totally free. And I'll see you in the next video, which, fingers crossed, will not be too far away from this one. Maybe in a month. I'm gonna aim for a month. So sort of around the 24th of May. Let's see if I can keep to that, shall we? Anyway, see you in the next video. Bye.